So let's talk social media strategy. So social media strategy is a plan or an outline that outlines your social media goals. That's really at the base level. It is a plan that outlines your social media goals. And let me tell you why that's important. Everything in life comes with some sort of plan of action or a list of instructions. You guys have a job description. Your company has a mission statement, vision statement, or at least pillars. Everything has parameters. So should your social media. Now, the term social media strategy probably seems a little like overbearing or a little tough. But let me tell you how social media strategy is really simple. It is this: goals first. What are our goals with social media? Sometimes your goals can be as simple as, hey, I want to get to 10,000 followers. I know an organization that their whole focus is they just want to go viral because they do believe they go viral once. Because of the content that they have distributed on their social platforms, it would increase invisibility. It will increase visibility almost instantaneously. So understanding your goals, having a goal. The second thing is a plan of action. So if you guys have not had a chance, make sure you click the resources link that Janice dropped inside of the chat. If you can open it up now if you can, but if you're only working with one screen, definitely make sure you revisit that, because what I have included in today's training is a outline, a plan of action on how to diversify or create content in a way that you're able to manage at your organization, but most importantly, that you're able to stay on track. We have two different versions of it. So number one, the first version of it has a weekly posting planner. I know you guys probably wear multiple hats within your organization. So sometimes fulfilling your roles and responsibilities in one space, but not always being able to fill them in another space with the social media add-on, it can probably be a little stressful, a little time consuming. I get it. But sometimes creating a plan of action beforehand will help you. I have a weekly posting planner in there where you can determine exactly what you want to do, write it in, and then from there, all you have to do is keep that what you wrote in visible, and then you're able to walk through that. It goes from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it includes the weekend. The weekly posting planner includes a space where you can decide if you want to post something on your grid, or if it's a story, or if it's just written content that needs to be posted. I'm saying it like this because it is very simple. What I've learned about adults, especially adult education, is that you give us as adults game plans or instructions. For the most part, we can find a way to incorporate that into what we're doing with our day-to-day life or our day-to-day schedule. And that's what I want you guys to walk away from this training, knowing that social media is not the most stressful thing in the world, but when you have a small plan of action in place, aka a strategy, it makes it really easy. The other part, there's another resource that will really be helpful in the strategy curation portion, is the content idea brain dump. Now, I know how it is when you're like, hey, you know what, I'm wearing multiple hats in my organization. I'm the correspondent here, but I'm also the social media manager. And I know I've got to come up with some stuff, but hey, you know what? I created a dumping ground for you guys just to be able to brainstorm and put some things on paper, because I do realize this content creation, and I'm telling you all this, content creation is not difficult. It doesn't have to be a Steven Spielberg production every single time. It doesn't really have to be that most times. You know, one of the things that we'll talk through is using the power of Canva to create an infographic and just utilizing that same infographic consistently. And so now when you're on your social media platforms, your profiles have all the information they could ever need, and everything is consistent. So what it does, it trains your community members' eyes that when they see this, it's going to be a fact on it. It's going to be some information that I need to know. It may be a reminder of a testing site or a service that is being provided, but guess what? You know what it does for you all? It creates consistency, and most importantly, it makes things easy. Now, I will definitely, and make sure you click on that. I'll open it up in a couple seconds. So the social media strategy, the keys to that is there's three things: the messaging. As I mentioned to you all earlier, you guys are superb in your messaging and your topic because you know what your what your organization stands upon. You understand the information, and now it's just a matter of delivering that information to the masses, which goes into content creation. Now, there are quite a few things that I could tell you about content creation, but I don't want to overwhelm you, but I want you to get in this thing. If you can create content at least 3 times a week, content created and posted at least 3 times a week for your organization, that is sufficient. Hear me. If you can post 3 to 4 times for your organizations a week, that is sufficient. Now, you do have the options now of incorporating videos, so that you know someone that maybe in the office that just has a little bit more personality and doesn't mind being on camera. Have them read a fact or say a fact or give a quick pitch about the organization, post it on there. Social media content doesn't have to be stressful, but it does need to be strategic. It doesn't have to be stressful, but it does need to be strategic. And the best way for things to be strategic regarding your organization is simply just making sure that it matches where your organization is headed. Does it match the goals? Does it match what we're doing? Does it match what we're saying that we're trying to provide? Is the information that we're providing going out in a decent amount of time so that we can have the conversions that we need? We can have the signups, we can have the attendees. Really, I'm speaking it like it's simple because I really want you to understand that it really is when you have a plan in place and action, you can definitely get it done. Also, the most important thing when it comes to social media, which is this last C, conversion. Now, I'm sure you guys have nephews, nieces, kids, grandkids, and you all can look at your own lives and remember that we were taught from beginning to follow instructions. And so one of the most important factors and one of the most important keys to creating content for social media is ensuring that you are converting. Now, conversions look different. Conversions for your organization may be a follow or joining of the community. It may be a joining a private community. It may be respond to this post with your email address. It may be a click the link in my bio to join our mailing list. But we have to identify how do we want our audience or our communities to engage with us? Because posting is the easy part, but determining, hey, you know what, what's going to be best for our practice? I know often what I use is a term called a CTA, which is a call to action. I firmly believe this. You give adults instructions, they'll follow them because they follow instructions at work. They follow instructions sometimes at home. They follow instructions that may come by way of their religious beliefs, whatever it may be. People know how to follow instructions. So what do we do on social media to ensure that people are able to go where we need them to go from an organizational standpoint? Is a term called a CTA, which is a call to action. Call to action. And I'm going to put it in the chat because I want us to always remember that people will go where you tell them to go. Have you guys ever accidentally, like you watched something and it said, click the link in my bio for more, and what did you do? You clicked the link in the bio. You know why? Because whatever was posted made you interested. And we have to keep that same rationale. We start to post content. Hey, you know what? We would love to see you at our drive. Hit the link in my bio, or hit this link to join our mailing list, or hit this link to join our text list, or don't forget to follow us, or share this with one friend. Call to actions will help you for your content to be moved, shared as it needs to be, just in case the person that reads it, engages with it, becomes one with it, but because it's so great, they forget, oh, you know what, I need to share this. Always closing with the call to actions in your postings will get people involved with where you are, because what is our social media? What are our followings and our fans, or whatever the terms may be? They are our virtual community. And the most important part of this is that your virtual community is supposed to do the heavy lifting for you. Look at it like this. You create the content, you share a great fact about breast cancer, you share some information about things that people need to know about prostate cancer, right? Guess what? I read it. I was like, oh, you know what? That's really good. I share it. So not only, let me show you the power of a share. Say your organization has maybe 20 followers on Instagram. We'll say it like that. But a person who has 600, the moment I say I'm going to share this content has left your world and now also entered into mine. And so what do we have here? We have visibility that grows because it went from 20 people to my 600. So now our visibility numbers would be 620. Think if somebody else decided to share and they had 1,000. So now we have 20, 600, and 1,000. So now we have 1,620 people who have the chance to be affected and impacted by our content. That's why it's very important to post, is because you give people the chance to share. The message will go if you create the message and put the message where it needs to be.